Our cabin was built in the early 1900s, and it's a good example of what you'd call an early American or Appalachian style cabin, a kind of home that was built more for function than for fancy, but still full of charm and craftsmanship that's hard to find today. Back then, homes were usually built by hand, often using materials found right on the land, like rough-cut timber, local stone, or logs shaped with simple tools. In Appalachia, that often meant log construction with chinking, packed between the logs to keep out wind and rain. Some cabins were later covered in wood siding as styles modernized, but you can usually still see the bones underneath. Inside, homes were small but sturdy, often starting with just 1 or 2 rooms, like ours, which has 2 rooms. Many had a central fireplace or wood stove that served for both heat and cooking. Hand-hewn beams, wide plank floors, and stone foundations were all common, and if you're lucky, you'll still find some of the original character today, like you can in this home. The floors and staircase in this hallway are original to the house, as is this tall window and the closet tucked under the stairs. What makes homes from this era really special is that they were built to last, with care, skill, and usually without blueprints. Every board and beam has a purpose, and every squeaky floorboard tells a story. These homes weren't built for resale value or for Pinterest, they were built for family and for purpose. One of my favorite things about this home is that it still has many of the original doors, including this front door. These doors are known for their plank-style construction and their forged iron hardware. Usually these doors were built using oak, pine, or chestnut. The handle on this door is one of my favorites, as well as this gold door stopper. Directly off the entryway is the dining room. As you can see, the dining room has beautiful log walls with chinking, as well as a cast iron fireplace. Since our property has a natural gas well, we can keep these fireplaces lit year-round if we want to. This dining room is one of the original rooms in the house, however the living room, which you'll see in a moment, is an addition. This fireplace is not original, it's an electric fireplace. We're not sure when it was brought into the home, but it sure suits the style and looks beautiful. Unlike today's machine-made cookie-cutter trim, wood moldings from this era were often carved by hand, especially in rural or Appalachian homes where builders took pride in their work. These moldings have leaf-style carvings, which is a sign of folk craftsmanship. Someone likely shaped those by hand, possibly even the original builder. This home has exposed beams throughout both the lower and the upper floors. Instead of covering the ceiling with plaster or drywall, the structure of these roofs is left exposed. I think these ceilings are extremely beautiful, and I love how you can see the visible craftsmanship of these hand-hewn beams. Over time, all the exposed wood in this house has darkened in color to a nice rich brown. Now this living room is an addition built by the Williams family, and this brick fireplace was hand-built by Doug and Deborah Williams. It's an incredible work of love and something that we will always cherish and use on a daily basis. Another feature in this room that the Williams family added is this huge bay window that overlooks the garden. There are hand-built wooden shutters on each side of this window, and when you open them, it lets in so much light, flooding the room. This is my favorite spot to sit in when I have a cup of coffee in the morning, and it just makes me think about all the people that put so much hard work and love into this property and be grateful for it. The door you see here leads out to the garden, giving us direct access as well as to a back porch. Now, we believe that this kitchen is also original to the home. However, we know that these vinyl floors were added, as well as the cabinetry that you see on the left-hand side. I'm very inspired by an Outlander style kitchen, an un-kitchen, if you will, and I'm looking forward to remaking this space and turning it into something that's uniquely our own. One thing that we already moved into this space is this large island. Now, this is handmade by someone locally. It has a butcher block countertop and copper handles. It's just an extremely useful, large piece of storage furniture. I will definitely end up staining this at some point to match everything else that I bring into this kitchen. My favorite thing that was left behind in this kitchen is this old pie safe. I think the farm scene that was painted on this is so sweet. I'm using this as a coffee bar right now, and I definitely don't intend to ever get rid of this. It's really special to me. They were often made out of poplar wood, and they were very practical. They showed how people lived before electricity, when food storage required creativity. This pumpkin stew recipe that was framed is also something that was left behind. Now, this bit of cabinetry is not original to the home, although it probably is very old. We don't know exactly how old. Because it isn't original to the house, we probably won't keep it. We'll probably put something more practical here, like a dishwasher and more cabinet space, but let me know what you guys think we should do with it. When we first moved in here, it didn't have a stove, and so we just went out and bought an electric stove, but we're actually going to replace this with one of the really cool cast iron stoves that's in one of the other cabins because they just cook so much better, and I think it'll look great in this kitchen. Here's another view of the dining room. I love these old plant shelves. And you're probably going to hear some of my kids giggling in the background, and that's just part of it, so enjoy. Now back on the other side of the entryway is the third room. This is really more of a parlor room, but we're using it as one of our son's bedrooms right now. I believe this is an original mantle on this fireplace. The wood itself is likely solid hardwood, possibly oak, walnut, or poplar, and it's been painted a deep, almost velvety black, which is a common choice in early Appalachian homes where dark finishes helped hide soot and smoke stains from the fireplace. This mantle has some leaf and scroll motifs. Each one looks like it's carved by hand, likely by a local craftsman. If you look closely, you'll see that these patterns aren't perfectly symmetrical, which just proves they weren't machine-made, they were human-made. This room also has 2 large windows that overlook our front yard, and it has another style of molding that's unique to this home. Staircases in the early 1900s were typically steep and narrow since floor space was at a premium. Steps were often worn smooth over time, especially in homes with kids, boots, and hard work, and the treads were usually made from pine or poplar, locally harvested and hand-cut. In working-class homes, wood was often painted rather than stained, especially when the wood was soft or had imperfections. In our home, the wood was painted maroon, and it has gold, sort of floral detailing on it. I love the details on these floors, and I do not intend to change them. I think that they really reflect the homeowner at that time's desire to add some elegance and personality to this space of the home. One of my favorite features of the upstairs of this home are the shutters. Shutters with iron hardware are a hallmark of early American architecture, especially in rugged, practical homes like ours in the Appalachian Mountains. They protected windows from storms, snow, and cold winds. They also offered privacy in a time before curtains were common, and they helped regulate light and air in the days before central heat or AC. The shutters were attached to the windows with what are called strap hinges. The 2 rooms upstairs also still have their original doors. This bedroom still has its original floors as well, and it has a really cool hand-painted detail that I'll show you here in a moment. It also has shutters on the windows, as well as log walls and plaster walls. And there's a large shelf with hat hooks on it, which tells you that this room was probably used for a kid's room in the past as well. Two of the windows in this room are also facing our front yard and give you a beautiful view. There is yet another style of hand-carved wood moldings in this room as well. Now these are the original floors to this house, and as you can see, it has a beautiful hand-painted detail. It's a star with a chain, and this links all the way around the room, and there's an additional bit of detail in the very center of the room. Once again, I love these old floors, and I really think it would be a sin to change them even a bit. And this is one of the walls that has a plaster covering it. You can also see a little bit of a star detail on the border of the wall. Across the hallway here is the master suite, and you'll see once again the original doors. The master bedroom also has the original floors to the house with a hand-painted detail again, and this is a leaf and floral hand-painted border that goes all the way around the room. And I'm almost sorry to put a rug down in here, and might remove it at some point, or at least put a more beautiful rug down, because I think it's a sin to cover up these floors at all, but we do need something soft for our feet. Now this room has a mixture of plank walls and log walls. And these plank walls have a really pretty hand-painted detail on them, but It's a bit worn and weathered and it's hard to see. What I might do is to try to recreate this stencil and repaint all of this to kind of restore it. I'm not sure what the right way to do it is without ruining the originality of this home. So let me know your thoughts about this in the comments. Now here's another view of our bedroom. The left-hand corner over here actually has a gas line, and so we might move another gas-burning fireplace up here. You're also going to notice all of these ugly AC units. These are very temporary, but it's something we absolutely had to put in right when we moved in a few weeks ago so that we could survive the summer. Now exiting the master bedroom, you'll go into the master closet. And this closet also has the original floors, again with a hand-painted border all around it. And some of these doors, although I'm not sure if all of these doors are original, some of the handles are. As you can see on these old cabinet doors, you do have a very old sort of lock on it. And I love these old cabinets. We're definitely going to keep these. The iron hinges and locks are just beautiful. And this other closet door over here also has a really beautiful bit of iron detailing on it. And here you can see the painted floors in this space. Again, painted floors were very common to this era, and we don't intend to change these whatsoever. Now off the closet is the master bathroom. I don't believe this is an original door, but it does have a beautiful crystal doorknob on it. And I'm actually not sure if this bathroom is original to the house. It may have been an addition at some point. But one thing that I love about this bathroom is that it has a cast iron tub that is in fantastic condition. There are some changes we plan to make to this bathroom, including removing the floors and seeing what's underneath them, potentially putting down tile if we can't refinish the floors underneath. We're also going to completely remove the vanity. It's definitely not original whatsoever to this house. It's just too small for us, and we'd like a new vanity. This is my makeup vanity that I use. It's just a beautiful antique piece of furniture. Now exiting the bathroom is our back porch. This is a screened-in porch, and it's one of the most beloved and nostalgic features of early Appalachian and Southern homes, especially in cabins like ours from the early 1900s. They're really just part of a way of life. They're not just an architectural detail. These were a place for shelling peas, for telling stories, for rocking babies, for watching storms roll in. In some homes, they even doubled as a summer kitchen or dining area, and we intend to use our screened-in porch for all of these kinds of things. Thank you so much for coming on this tour of our early American cabin. We can't wait to share all of our plans for restoration with you, so be sure to come back for the next video.